All right, hey everybody, we're gonna do a really quick test here with all of the new Qi10 Fairway Woods, which I'm super excited about the tour. That's why I picked it up right away, first thing.
Awesome.
So Chandler's back with us here at the Kingdom. My voice, as you guys can all tell, is pretty shot. So Ryan already did a bunch of stuff with Chandler, but we're gonna run through these real quick here. I'm excited to test these out and just kind of figure out how each head was developed, who it's developed for, and then just the differences between that.
I'm here to help you out. We'll answer any questions you got, and we'll get you fit.
Hopefully I can get you doing most of the talking.
Perfect.
I do right away. You guys were talking about that crown earlier. I really do love the new one. I like how it fades into the face a little bit more. That harsh line's gone. And then obviously there's a brand new weight story in the bottom here.
Yep.
Specifically the new TPS up here is really interesting.
Yeah, that infinity carbon crown paired up with 170 cc's, a tour inspired shape. I think it just looks beautiful behind the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
And any good player like yourself is going to love just really looking down at that. And we can fine tune the launch and spin for you as well.
All right.
So gives us a lot of options with this one. Good swing there. How'd that one feel?
Much better, yeah. And that's, with a fairway wood, that always seems to be my shot, is like a pretty decently controlled cut. I can't turn a fairway wood over much.
You like seeing a little fade in your shot?
I'm used to it, I guess is a way to say it. So yeah, like that's fine by me. Just because I'm pretty sure that's how the ball is gonna fly anyhow.
Yep.
So if I look up and see that, I'm usually okay with it.
Perfect, love that. Everyone's got a shot, and sometimes we gotta, I'm not here to try to change your shot that you like to see. So that's one thing as a fitter too. We wanna make sure that you're comfortable as well. Love that one. That sounded incredible.
It sounds great.
Yeah.
And was there any new face story, or is this just continuing the TI twist face from previous gens?
Yep, spot on there with that. Obviously the weight system on the bottom is where a lot of the changes, along with that infinity carbon crown, is really giving you the look on top. It's kind of unassuming, right? When you look down at it, clean, classic, great looks, but you flip it upside down, you look at the bottom, right? You got that 50-gram low profile moving weight. That's different than before, where it's actually, it's thinner. And like the driver we talked about earlier, that weight goes in the garage. We can drop that launch, we can drop the spin, depending on how you're playing or feeling that day. We can create this almost like, this is a 3-wood here.
Sure.
We can kind of make this a rocket 3.
Yeah.
Or we can almost turn it into a 4-wood, depending on how we play with the weight and also the loft sleeve as well. We can have a lot of adjustability with this one club.
So last year, speaking of that, at retail, the one with the slider did not have a rocket because this was the rocket. The idea was to throw it to the front and do it that way, throw it to the back for the guy that needs the HL. So it was just one standard model there. Is that continuing this year?
Correct, yeah, 3 and 5 only.
Okay.
In this head, titanium. It's a cool construction because people think titanium and think it's going to be big.
Sure.
Now it's 170 cc's, tour inspired shape. But the weight from the titanium and the carbon crown allows us 50 grams of weight that we can move back and forth, and that we can really affect the ball flight with that. Yeah,
and people don't realize too, when you do that with titanium, you're lightening up the chassis, sure, but it's about where you're putting the weight. So I noticed there's a new TPS screw in the toe, which was not in the previous generation. So what was the idea there to throw that in the toe for this generation?
It's really just to make sure that we're kind of neutraled out with this product, right? The last thing that we want is any sort of bias built into this product from a kind of left to right standpoint. This really allows us to make sure that from a dispersion standpoint and flight bias standpoint that there's no inherent bias in this product. It is about as neutral as it can get.
Sure, and this is the kind of head that somebody that's a little bit more creative likes to work the ball.
Correct.
If you can give that person the most neutral head possible, they're able to do whatever they want.
That's going to help, because the last thing you want to do is, someone who fades the ball, then they're in the fade bias product, or vice versa.
Exactly.
Then you're kind of you have an uphill battle. But for the better player who needs that, kind of like yourself, I think it's good to have the ability to start from a neutral standpoint and fine tune it from there.
Awesome. All right, let's hit one more and then move into the others.
Man, that's so good.
It sounds so good. Yeah.
Fantastic. And I would say, we're uphill slightly. We're up, we're into the wind a little bit. And I would say if you wanted to, we could flatten out that flight a little bit. But I think you're in a really, really good spot.
Yeah, no, I like that launch. And I'm always somebody that I'd rather see the ball go up because I have a low spin miss.
Okay.
So I'd rather just let it go high. And if it gets a tiny bit spinny, I'll deal with it. That's kind of always been my thing.
Perfect.
So, all right, let's jump into the other couple fairway woods.
Those are over there.
They're over there. All right, so moving into the Qi10 now. So this is the middle of the road model, basically?
Yep. Yeah, so really cool thing about Qi10 Fairway Wood is that it does have a really wide spectrum of abilities that can play this, right? Tour-inspired shaping, once again. You have a bigger head size as well, coming in at 190 cc's.
Okay.
But at the same time, that infinity carbon crown, V-steel, speed pocket, twist face, this thing is checking all the boxes. and it has the widest available skew range too.
Okay.
3, 3HL, 5, 7, and also a 9 wood.
Nice.
You're seeing a lot of better players even playing these higher lofted fairway woods. Great option for those players as well who want maybe a 7 or even a 9 wood to get that ball up, way up. For those who want
I've been having a little bit of fun with 7 woods lately,
Yeah.
so I like that there's a feature there.
Yep.
All right, let's try it out.
You'll see, right, as you're looking down at that, sets up incredibly square.
Yeah, it really does, and it feels very similar to the Tour. Like, it doesn't give you a very drastic difference between the two. It's very blended within.
Yeah, you'll see this on Tour. You'll see this in the bags that are brand new golfer as well. You'll notice compared to the Tour, it's going to launch a little bit more.
Yep.
It's going to be more friendly to hit, right?
That felt really fast, too. I don't know what our numbers on that were, but...
It's coming up here. You got 106 on club head speed, 157 ball.
157 on ball.
That's pretty good.
Dang.
Yeah, 13 launch, 41 spin. That's actually not bad at all.
It's just fast. That's fast.
Yeah, good swing there. Obviously, with your swing speed, obviously it might fit you into a different shaft based on how fast you actually are.
Yeah.
But I would say from a stock configuration standpoint, you're doing a lot of damage with that 12 launch, 155 ball speed there. Yeah, that's good.
It feels like it's coming off really fast.
Yeah.
What's the difference there's a little bit difference in the sole camber here for this one than there was for the Tour. What's the
so
story
obviously
there?
we're trying to add in a little bit of forgiveness into this product, both in terms of the MOI, it's higher MOI than years prior, but also the turf interaction, make sure that's getting through the ground good. It's also very great to hit off the tee. It's not just a one-trick pony. This thing is off the tee if you're trying to thread the needle on a narrow par 4, going for it in 2. This club kind of does it all.
Awesome.
Good one.
Well, I think we got everything we needed out of it. So let's jump into the Max, and then I think we're going to play around with the Max a little bit because it's a more forgiving head that we can have a little more fun with.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, so now we're in the Max. Definitely now we see a change in shape for sure compared to the other two. So I'm assuming just slightly larger, but then it looks like we have a lot of the same design characteristics as the other ones.
Yep, so V-steel, twist face, infinity carbon crown. The list is really the same technology platform as the one that you were just hitting, but the Max, you can see 200 cc's. This thing's huge, right? It's really designed to give anybody confidence to hit it off the deck, whether you're brand new or you're a seasoned veteran. If you can't hit this off the ground, we got some problems.
Sure.
But knowing with how you swing, I think this is going to be a nice fit for you. Might go maybe higher than what you're used to seeing, but that's really what it's designed for.
Okay, well, let's play around with it a little bit. Let's try to see how well it does saving the duck hook guy and the big slicer. So first, we'll see if I can middle one up here.
There we go. That was piped right there.
Yeah, so out of the middle.
Yep.
Dead straight.
See how easy that was to launch? Obviously, the height being a little bit higher, too.
Oh, just immediately, yeah.
Yep.
Well, and that's, I have this conversation with a lot of guys at the club of, they don't understand that with something like this, probably at a little bit lower speed, they actually need the height and the spin. They don't need the low spin like everybody thinks they need, right?
That's not the only path to distance.
Yes.
And just guess what your ball speed was on that last one? I know you're good at this.
So 157 on the last one. I'd go 155.
157.8.
Oh, faster even. Damn.
Yep. So 10 and 44, actually not bad considering, How
cool is that? That something of this much forgiveness keeps up with the speed of the standard head. All right, let's see if we can fix Slicey Steve here. There's no way that path wasn't super out to in, and that ball went dead straight.
134 ball. I know you caught a little heavy on that one, but 16-26. You're still going to be okay.
What was the path?
Let's see. You were down for path 7 out the end.
Yeah. So that's for people that don't understand maybe those numbers. So the out to in is when you get here and you come straight across the ball. 7 is pretty severe, but that's the person that's usually going to hit that big left to right.
Yeah, they're down and across. Adds a lot of spin and hard to control that flight sometimes.
Let's try one more of those without chunking it, hopefully.
You got this.
There we go.
Solid strike there.
And it's not moving much in the air.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of of MOI and forgiveness is that kind of point and shoot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, good one there.
We played around with the driver earlier.
Yep.
You'll see it in a different video, guys, but we played around with the driver, and it was the same thing. It didn't matter how hard we try to just move it drastically off to one way or the other. it just wants to stay straight.
Yeah.
Just that forgiveness story is incredible this year.
Yeah, I love it.
Awesome. All right, let's try to middle one more, and then we can finish out here. That was fast, Chandler.
Yeah, that was fast. You know, as a fitter here, I think that's you know, maybe exactly what you're looking for, but like you said earlier, most golfers I think are going to find that club really helpful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, I'm no slouch, I think, on the course, but I can't hit fairway woods very well.
You're doing
so I
pretty
would
good.
probably go for the max head just to make sure I get it up in the air.
Yeah, 155 ball even on that one. That was
Awesome.
good.
All right, so Chandler, thank you again for walking me through that. Really cool comparison between all the heads. I like the fact that there's a very clear difference between all of them, right? This is made for a very different player than the tour head is, and the one in the middle is going to be kind of your meat and potatoes one. But the people that need to get more fine-tuned, they need to drop that spin. That tour one's going to be great because then they can fine-tune it even within that. And then the max one, as we just showed, there was a chunked slice, a real slice, and then something that I thought was going to go about 15 yards left, and it just stayed dead straight. So
yeah, doing good.
Super cool. Awesome. Thanks for walking through, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.